Well, good evening, Morris Hill students. It is another Wednesday coming to you with another video. And, just, being open, honest with you guys, I'm really tired of recording videos. Um, I really want to see you all. I really want us to be able to together, have that connection of being in the same room together, be able to see your faces, seeing how you want to interact with the message that I do bring to you. I value being able to get some, feedback as we talk. And, I'm excited that we're getting to start back together this Sunday. Certainly looking forward to that for our church, but also just a little sad. My family vacation had been planned for a year now, and it falls on the Sunday we're starting back. So my family will not be able to be here this Sunday, but we will be back the following Sunday and be able to jump right in with you all and be able to worship together again. So we are looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting back to a regular schedule, hopefully in the near future, where we can have some things going on Wednesday night for students, where we can hang out, like I said, eat a little Domino's pizza, but also just have some give and take with, messages and things that God's Word, just tells us and helps us to know how to live life and to interact with the things going on in our world. And, for me tonight, it's, it's going to be short tonight. It's really it's a heavy message. It's not one that's extremely uplifting. As I've watched over the last few days with the things that have unfolded with George Floyd and just what happened to that man and his life and is happening in that community, there's a couple of things I want us to understand. One is that there is no room in this world for that type of behavior and those types of things to happen. The other thing I want us to see is that unfortunately we're living in a depraved world that is getting further and further away from God, and because of that, more of these things are happening. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking to watch a man that's handcuffed watch the life leave him. And as I watched that video, and I watched the responses that people have had to what has occurred there. There was a verse that just kept coming to mind. It's a simple one. It's one we all know. It's one that people have argued over recently, and it's part of our 10 Commandments, and it's Exodus 20:13 that says, "Thou shalt not murder." And there's no way around, there's no justification, there's no excusing, there's nothing that you can say about having a handcuffed man down on the ground with your knee on his neck that can qualify that for something other than murder. You took a defenseless man's life. But one of the things I have taught our students is that thou shalt not murder is a negative command. In other words, don't do this command. And we don't need to do that. But it carries with it, and the way we should hear this command and the way this command would have been heard when it was given to them on the tablets was not just thou shalt not murder, but it would have been the positive command to thou shalt value life. You will value life. And you value life because it's given by God. It's not ours to take. It's not ours to give, and it's not ours to take. And that's probably the thing that, probably bothered me the most in watching the video, not just this one, but countless times, not just with police officers, but with individuals and people in this world that just don't value life. And I think it has a lot to do with us not understanding, or we're losing this understanding of where life comes from. We live in a world that wants us to teach us that it happened by accident or happened over time. So life just came from nothing. So it undercuts the value. It came from nothing, so nothing can take it. Anything can take it. But when life is seen as valued because it was given by God, that He created us in His image, and it's not ours to take, when we value it, we're not going to murder. But when we lose value, when we don't understand that the life in front of us has value, then murder can happen, and does happen, and will continue to happen. So for me, as I watched that and saw that, and listen, I've been around a while, and I've seen many more videos, just not just videos, but stories of things that have occurred other than this one. And it's a lack of value of life. I'm not going to make this video about other topics, because right now George Floyd is the central point of this topic. That family and that community needs people to step alongside of them and say, not only was his life valuable, but the lives in your community are valuable. And that we need to become people who respect that and the value of life and where it comes from. But that starts with us understanding that it has value, because the value it was placed in it by God, not by man. So, as we process through things like this, when we see things happen like this in our culture, it can happen in our community, has happened in our community. We need to understand that there is value in each life, not just because, but not just because for no reason, just not because they breathe air into their lungs, but because God breathed life into them. And it's no man's position to take that and to end that. Now, are there times in this life where lives end in a way to where men take it? Yes. There are times where where that does occur, and maybe justifiably so. But this was certainly not one of them. And there are many times in our world where there is no justification for what has occurred, no matter what the person has maybe done. I have not heard anything about anything George Floyd had done. Don't know any background about the man. And it doesn't matter what is introduced, no matter what is brought to the table, a handcuffed person who has been secured and handcuffed, there's no reason for what happened to have happened. So, we may build on this going forward, talking about value of life and what that means in different areas of the world that we walk around in, and different things that we engage in our culture today. But this evening, tonight, pray for the family of George Floyd, pray for that community, and pray that justice will be done, on their behalf. Because what occurred there, it's just not right. Hey, I know it's a heavy topic tonight, but there are heavy things happening in our world, and to sit and ignore them would not be right on my part. It's not right on yours. It's not right on anybody's part in our country and in our communities, to sit by and ignore things that we see blatantly go against God's command to not murder, but also to value life. So as you process through this, pray for those that are involved. Pray for the government officials that are going to have to, bring charges in these areas and deal with all the tension inside the community. Pray for them. Give them discernment. Give them peace. Give them an understanding to work together and come together and allow God's name to be known in this instead of man to be known in this. But hey, I love you guys. Look forward to seeing you again, being able to spend time together again. Like I said, once again, I know it was a heavy topic tonight, but it's things that we do need to discuss and understand how God's word impacts those things in our lives. So as you go out into your day, value life. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.